Hi guys, this is Raghav here from Headphone Zone. Today we're doing a comparison between the brand new, very exciting Moondrop Chu II, which is easily one of the most talked about, one of the most hyped new releases in the entry-level IEM segment. The Moondrop Chu I was a legendary IEM that a lot of people really looked up to and revered. It was the first IEM that came out at the entry-level price point of 2,000 rupees, which had a very neutral sound signature, very neutral tuning, and a lot of people, especially audiophiles, were shocked at how good something could sound at even a price point of 2,000 rupees. It really reinforced the idea that you don't have to pay a lot of money for good tuning. And it started a trend. A lot of IEMs that came out after the Moondrop Chu I were all going for a neutral sound signature, which I think has completely changed the segment for the better. You had the 7Hz Salnot Zero, a very popular IEM at the segment, and then you had one of my absolute favorite IEMs at the 2,000 rupee price point, the Truthear-Hola. Now, all of these were IEMs that took learnings from the original Moondrop Chu I to improve on it in some way or the other. But the other IEM, which has really taken the learnings from the Chu I and pushed it even further, is the Chu II itself. Moondrop has paid careful attention to a lot of the feedback that people gave to improve on the Moondrop Chu II in virtually every way. So the question that we're anticipating almost everyone's going to be asking us at some point of time is, hey, how does the Moondrop Chu II compare to the Truthear-Hola, what is now probably one of the most popular IEMs at the 2,000 rupee price point? So anticipating that, we thought we'd do this quick comparison talking about the similarities and differences between what I think is going to be easily amongst the best IEMs at the 2,000 rupee price point, the Truthear-Hola versus the Moondrop Chu II. Now, design-wise, we got to talk about the comparison between the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu II. They're actually so similar, it's really not funny. Both come with detachable cables using a 2-pin connector, so you find that the cables are really nice quality. It's all very, very premium in the box, and you can upgrade both of these IEMs using any aftermarket balanced cables which are out there. As long as they have a 2-pin connector, it works absolutely fine with both the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu II. The one difference that I will highlight though is that the Truthear-Hola also comes with an inline microphone variant that's available out there. And if that's important to you, if you're someone who likes to plug it into your phone to be able to pick up and drop calls, then the Truthear-Hola has that. The Moondrop Chu doesn't come with an inline microphone variant currently, but you never know. Moondrop might take feedback and release an extra cable with an inline microphone at some point in time in the future. The other thing that you got to know is that the build quality on both these IEMs is actually very similar. They're both using metallic housing, and while the Truthear-Hola feels a little bit bigger and the Moondrop Chu II feels a little bit more compact, they're actually both very, very comfortable. They're not heavy, and I think that the build quality on both of them are very, very good. Certainly compared to virtually every other IEM in this price segment, so these are designed to last you a long time. Both the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu II, I have no doubt, are very well built IEMs. What I will highlight though is that the Moondrop Chu II has this very, very interesting design detail that has been added in, which is that the filters are something that you can remove from the earphone and replace anytime at all. Now, why is that important? It's because with the Moondrop Chu I, a lot of users would sometimes complain that if they're using their IEMs in moist environment with water around, the filters would sometimes get clogged. The sponge that's in the filter itself would sometimes get spoiled, leading to a channel imbalance. Air wouldn't flow as easily through that, and because of that, a lot of people started saying that if they've used it in a sweaty or a moist environment, that the Moondrop Chu I would develop a channel imbalance where one side would get louder than the other. Moondrop took that feedback, and now the filters can be simply screwed off and cleaned. And I think that that's a really, really nice welcome detail, especially at the entry-level price point. There's no other IEM in this segment that has that feature, and I love that Moondrop has added that in. I think it goes a long way for people who use IEMs for long hours, especially in outdoor environments. I think it will help you make the IEM a lot more durable in long-term usage. In the box, both the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu II come with a nice range of accessories. The Truthear-Hola has 7 sets of ear tips, which I think is a very generous number of ear tips that Truthear has included along with them. And you'll find that almost all types of ear sizes are covered. There's absolutely no reason that you won't find a ear tip that fits your ears. The Moondrop Chu II has gone for a more conservative set of just 3 ear tips, but that's okay. They're all really high quality ear tips. More importantly, both of them come along with a really nice, elegant carry case. You'll find that the Moondrop one's a little softer, a little nicer, has a button design over here, while the Truthear-Hola comes with this little bit of a spring design for opening and closing. So if you have a preference for one of the two, that might help you choose between the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu. I personally think that they're both really, really thoughtful earphones to have included a carry case at this price point, which I think is very convenient. Let's talk about the sound quality. Now, this one's a really hard one to do because I know a lot of you want me to just pick one between the both of them and say, hey, this one sounds better than this one. But that's really hard to do. But at the level at which both of these are performing in this price segment, they're really both winners. It's really, really hard to kind of pick one clear preference over the other. But I will say that there are subtle and noticeable differences between both of them. Now, the Chu I had a very, very neutral sound signature. A lot of people would sometimes describe that the bass was a little too less for them, that it didn't sound full-bodied and energetic enough, and that sometimes the mid-range could sound a little shouty as a result of it. A lot of people didn't, particularly mind the fact that the bass was missing, but for the few people who wanted a little bit more bass, you found that the 7Hz Sal 0 just added a little bit more low end, and then the Truthear-Hola, when it came out, had a lot more bass as compared to the original Chu I, while still having a relatively neutral and well-balanced sound signature. So a lot of people, myself included, really thought that the Truthear-Hola was tuning done to perfection. It had the right amount of balance between bass while still having a very, very neutral sound signature. Moondrop took that feedback, which is why on the Chu II you've got the bass improved a lot more, and I think that because of that, the mid-range just feels a lot more clearer and less shouty. I don't think anybody out there can now describe the Moondrop Chu II to have the same problems as the Chu I, and I feel that Moondrop's really taken that feedback well to improve the sound on the Chu II. Now, the end result is that both the Truthear-Hola and the Chu II can be described as very neutral IEMs with the bass just elevated to the right amount to make these very, very versatile and fun to listen to on all sorts of genres. What I will say though is that the Truthear-Hola just has a little bit of a roll off on the treble as compared to the Chu II, and in doing so, it feels less fatiguing if you're someone who wants to listen to long hours. I think that some people are going to find that the Moondrop Chu II, just because of that little extra sparkle in the treble, are going to find that while it sounds great for maybe 1 or 2 songs, by the time you're at your 3rd song, 4th song, 5th song, the treble might just feel a little too sharp for your ears, leading to a little bit of fatigue. So I think for anybody who wants to use these earphones for long hours at a stretch, the Truthear-Hola will be less fatiguing while still sounding very, very detailed as compared to the Chu II. But the chances are that on first listen, the Chu II is going to be more exciting to listen to as compared to the Hola. The other thing, which is the very, very noticeable difference between the Hola and the Chu II, I will say, is that the sound stage on the Truthear-Hola feels a little wider. I'm not really sure why that's the case, because they fit into your ear almost identical. But the Truthear-Hola feels wider, and as a result of that, I see a lot of people using the Truthear-Hola for things like gaming. If you're somebody who likes to play mobile phone games, the Truthear-Hola feels more expansive, more immersive. If you're someone who also likes watching movies on your phone and you want a nice IEM to go with it, I think that the Truthear-Hola with that slightly wider feel is going to sound more cinematic, more enthralling, almost more immersive than the Moondrop Chu. I think the Chu II is more traditional in its soundstage. You'll find that while being narrower, it does feel a little bit more in your face, a little bit more precise, a little bit more intimate, if I can say. Not taking anything away from it, but on first listen, you can clearly say that there's a difference in soundstage between the two. So I think that the Truthear-Hola is genuinely a more versatile IEM. It's going to work in a variety of situations, in a variety of applications, whether it's games, music, movies. The Truthear-Hola, I feel, is more versatile. And I also think that because of the fact that it feels a little less sibilant than the Chu II, if you're someone who's going to be listening it to music for extended periods, for long hours, you'll get through that listening session feeling a lot less tired with the Truthear-Hola as compared to the Chu II. Now, in the relative scale of things, guys, keeping in mind the number of different IEMs which are available at the 2,000 rupee price point, I still think that the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu II are both so close to the winner's trophy. They're both so high up on the pedestal as compared to everything else out there. You really can't go wrong with either of them. I think in just anticipating the questions that we think we're going to get from everybody on our YouTube channel, on our social media pages, I want to try and highlight the small differences between both of them. And that's not to say that you can go wrong with either of these IEMs. They're absolutely superb. And if I were you, I wouldn't hesitate to get any of them added to your collection. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that little comparison between the Truthear-Hola and the Moondrop Chu II. I'd welcome you to come down to our experience studio here in Mumbai to listen to both of them and see for yourself which one you might have a preference with. If not, we're going to be traveling all across the country doing Headphone Connect at a city near you. So come by, say hi, and check out both these IEMs at the next Headphone Connect.